Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love. Astro Phoenix here, flying into the moment yet again and radiating love as always. Nice, crisp, windy spring day here in the suburbs of Atlanta. And this is going to be your vibrational check-in for today. May the 7th Hokage be with you today of 2021. Some of you guys should know who the 7th Hokage is. That should give you a clue. In any event, we have the card of integration today. The card of integration. As I was shuffling, this card flew out. Not really flew out. Actually, it simply flipped over as I was shuffling. It didn't like fly out of the pile. It just simply flipped over, which lets me know, that in and of itself lets me know that this integration is actually meant to be, in many ways, effortless and seamless. And it's just sort of like turning over a new leaf in a sense. It's not going to just fly out of nowhere. It's not going to just come out of nowhere. It's meant to be simple, smooth, and effortless. Let's read. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. Ooh, this is a good card today to have, definitely, I would say. Especially as the moon has just recently ingressed into Aries. And we do have, it's funny, yesterday I mentioned about Jupiter about to go into Pisces. Apparently it's going to be here for about a week before it goes there. And not only that, but Venus will be squaring Jupiter very soon. Venus is at the tail end of Taurus, and Jupiter is at the tail end of Aquarius. And of course, anytime that you get a square, you do have challenges. But oftentimes, these challenges bring up a great time to harmonize and to integrate something. So in this case, Jupiter in Aquarius is wanting us to expand, in a sense, as far as technology, internet, communication with large groups of people, beliefs of the large masses. This is Aquarius, 29 degrees, so this literally is the world at large, and Jupiter is really bringing us to question what our beliefs are at the world at large. And of course, Saturn, being that anchor to Jupiter, pretty much telling Jupiter to not jump off the cliff into the water, essentially. I think that was a metaphor that the Peace Dealer has said on one of his recent videos, which was honestly brilliant, because Jupiter is ready to just jump off into the water, and Saturn's like, no, don't do it. But then you got Venus here too, that's kind of challenging Jupiter at the same time. And of course, Venus will make its ingress into Gemini before Jupiter does, really. And Venus in Taurus, of course, is asking us about our beliefs. It's also asking us, what we truly value in this life. And, sometimes it can be the simple stuff, the simple, everyday, mundane stuff. A lot of times when you get to Taurus energy, it kind of deals with that sort of thing. This card of integration, though, as it relates to everything that's going on, with the moon in Aries, there can definitely be this sense of restlessness. There can be this sense of, I got to get it done now. I got to move now. I got to act now. There can also be this sort of sense, guys, we don't have any Virgo energy. So when it comes to trying to have things look perfect in our mind's eye, to have things looking perfect, and desiring things to run absolutely the way that we want them to do, and when these things break down, there can be frustration that arises. This integration card is reminding us to bring in those positive experiences and to also bring in those negative experiences and to perceive them as such, as a sort of dance, as a sort of harmonic dance, right? This moon in Aries is going to make you pretty restless. You're going to want to get things done. You're going to want things to look kind of a certain way, and if things don't go your way, you might throw a temper tantrum, right? Aries in many ways rules like the first. Everyone has different ideas as far as what years of life the signs rule. You can say that Aries rules about the first 7 years of life, and a lot of times what happens with little kids between those ages, when they don't get what they want, they throw a temper tantrum. Especially once they hit 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, they start throwing tantrums if they don't really get what they want. But here's the thing though, if we are able to perceive these so-called positive and negative experiences that come into our life and see them as both valuable, and see them both as something that is here to teach us and to guide us, then we can effortlessly integrate this and effortlessly turn over a new leaf. Like I said, when I was shuffling this deck, the card just flipped over simply as I was still shuffling it, you know, and it didn't like fly out of the pile or anything like that. So it's letting me know that we don't have to just completely go off in another direction if something doesn't go our way today. We don't have to completely go left field or right field or up field or down field, you know, or diagonal field or whatever. We don't have to just completely switch things up today if it doesn't go right. We don't have to change our entire life today if something does not go right. Because I guarantee you, there are some very positive things here and some very beautiful blessings that are tucked into really every moment of the day, even if we can't perceive it. So this integration card, it's really about bringing in all of these different aspects. And as I said, today is May the 7th Hokage be with you, 2021. Naruto, 7th Hokage. Take his experience. He took every single experience that he has had, and that is what made him eligible and gave him the power to be the Hokage, because he took everything, the positive experiences and the many negative experiences, the ridicule, the shame, the beaten down, the, you know, him having to like overcome his sort of like rash behavior, you know. Definitely, I don't know what Naruto's moon sign is. That could be a really good video actually. I know he's a Libra, but he definitely had very much so Moon and Aries kind of energy, where super rash, wanting to go do things, wanting to be seen, you know, and it didn't matter what he was doing, he just wanted to be seen because he had a pretty chaotic childhood, right? But he was able to take all of those experiences, whether they were positive and negative, and he was able to integrate them into his life, and that's what makes him so powerful. He's not perfect. He's not the perfect Hokage. He's not the perfect father, but he damn sure does his best. And that's all we can ask for. Yes, we are all super powerful, infinite co-creator beings, but we are playing this human experience right now. You are human. You're going to make mistakes. So it's okay. Things aren't always going to go the way that you want. That's okay. You're not perfect. That's okay. Be perfectly imperfect. And it's okay to, like I said, integrate positive and the negative, the super excitable and the seemingly mundane. Just because you're not making $1,000 every day doesn't make you a loser or a failure. Just because you don't necessarily have the body that you want doesn't make you a loser or a failure. Just because you're not trading cryptocurrencies and making millions of dollars off of it doesn't make you a loser or a failure. Just because you haven't gotten the house that you want, or maybe you didn't get the grades that you wanted, doesn't make you a loser or a failure. Look at all of these as stepping stones to that next stage in life, that next level in life. We are leveling up. We are definitely leveling up. And no one said that leveling up was going to be easy. No one said that leveling up was going to be easy. You're going to lose some battles, but even in those losses, there are arguably, honestly, like if you've looked at a lot of charts, and especially if you look at celebrity charts, whatever like that, a lot of times people that have a lot of oppositions and squares in their charts usually have pretty rough beginnings and childhoods, but then they rise to the occasion and they have incredible amounts of success. Why? It's because those challenges actually was able to form and shape them, and was actually they were able to, many of them, not all, but many of them were able to find the courage and the bravery that despite any of those challenges or seemingly negative situations, they were able to take that and transmute that energy for something better. And oftentimes, these are the stories that we are most inspired by, right? And just like I said, just because you may not be famous, or maybe you don't have a lot of squares or oppositions in your chart like mine, doesn't mean that I don't experience challenges, or that you can't overcome challenges, or whatever have you, or that you don't inspire other people. you know? And that's another thing. There's no need for you to be upset or worried about yourself and wondering that you're a failure just because you may not be inspiring millions of people. Sometimes it just takes that one person. And honestly, since doing this line of spiritual work and also, working in the CBD store, I've been able to really see and appreciate and feel my impact more than ever before. Like this past year, I have really seen and been able to feel more of my true value. And I know for me personally, it's given me a major confidence boost, because despite my generally happy-go-lucky demeanor, which I've had pretty much my whole life, and that's just kind of what I put out there, Sagittarius rising, of course, I've usually haven't had the greatest self-esteem. My self-esteem wasn't always the greatest, and it is rising and it's getting better right now, and I still trip and fall, and I still make mistakes, and I still wonder if I'm good enough, just like we all do. But I never really have had the greatest self-esteem, not really. But it's lately in this past year where I have been able to really truly see, kind of let go too, kind of let go of any predispositions, doing my best to let go of those, and I've been learning to integrate more. Me personally, I still have to work on it. That's why I pull these cards, because I want to see these cards probably speak a lot so to me, and then I'm feeling like, it can definitely speak to you all as well. But learning how to integrate all of these different challenges and these successes and these wins and these losses and these seemingly that middle ground too, over this past year, my self-confidence and my self-esteem has definitely gone up several notches. It's gone up several different levels, several levels. It's evolved. It's evolving. So I trust it's doing the same for you all too. Anyways, I love you all so much. Y'all take care, stay blessed, and I will see you all on the next video. Peace out.